going with Gabe Jeudy-Lally. Please raise your hand for questions. We'll get you a mic. Rob, we'll start with you.
Gabe, can you just tell us how you feel different, now that it's fall camp? How much more comfortable are you? And just what's the competition like? It looks pretty crowded.
Yeah, moving from the spring to fall now, everything just kind of slowed down. Our offense moves at 1,000 miles per hour, but it's really slowed down. I've been able to hone in on things that they're doing, and it's just made the game come a lot easier to me. I mean, there's a lot of great competition going on in our room. I think that every day everybody's getting better, taking a step to be able to go out there in a couple weeks and get the job done. I think that we could put anybody out on the field right now, and it'll be a great thing for our defense, a great thing for our team.
I guess a couple of years ago when you're at Vanderbilt, you didn't really much like Tennessee. Have you found any irony in now transitioning and finishing your college career here?
Yeah, a lot of people have actually asked me that. I think that it is kind of ironic in a sense, and especially that this year senior night will be versus Vanderbilt as well too. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just happy to be here and happy to be a part of this culture now. And I think that regardless of however it goes, it's going to be a great time here in Knoxville.
Anything about the university or football program that's kind of surprised you, maybe compared to what you thought before?
I mean, honestly, I think that Coach Heupel just takes care of us really well. I mean, fall camp's hard. It's a grind everywhere in the country, but I think Coach Heupel has got it mapped out to a science to help us be best as possible when it comes to the first game versus Virginia. And it's good because I've been a couple places now, and, fall camp is really grueling. But here I feel like we found the perfect balance to have guys ready to be able to play the first game.
You got some young guys in that room. As an older guy, who have you kind of, who's caught your eye and who's impressed you with kind of their approach, whether it be off the field or on the field?
Yeah, I think the guy that's made the biggest step from the spring is definitely Christian Conyer. He's really honed in the last 5 months in spring ball and just really taking over, getting to know the plays. The playbook goes out there and makes plays every day. It's just been really cool to see because, coming from high school early enrolling and trying to get it done in the spring was a little bit of a step, but he's taken a really big jump. And, Ricky Gibson does a really good job, and Jordan Matthews is really physical. So it's just been good to see the whole group just evolve. I think we've taken 100 steps in the right direction since spring.
Gabe, you talked about the young guys there. How have the older guys at your position sort of taken you in? You being a new guy, you've played a lot. I mean, you're kind of coming in to compete with them and maybe play over them. How have they kind of taken you in over these last few months?
I mean, I've been super thankful. Everybody here has been awesome and friendly. We all support each other. Everybody in the room gets 1 reps. Everybody in the room gets 2 reps. It doesn't matter what it is. We're just out there to get better at the end of the day. So it's been cool to go into an environment where there is a lot of competition, but there's a lot of support at the same time. So at the end of the day, it's not something that you have to be afraid of. It's something that you embrace because they embrace you too.
Are there any older guys you've maybe connected with more?
Yeah, I mean, really everybody in the room is pretty tight. Brandon Turns has been really cool. Warren, Kamal, everybody here has just really accepted me. So I've been able to hang out with the guys, get extra work in on the field. It's just been a good time all together.
Gabe, with so many guys competing for reps, it just seems like there's so much depth that pretty much across the board in secondary, even though I know, Tamarion and Wesley came back today. But when everybody's out there and healthy, how much – does it almost put pressure on every rep knowing that you're not going to get as many reps because there's so many guys out there fighting for them that you got to make them count?
Pressure wouldn't be particularly what I say. At the end of the day, we play a high pressure, position on the field. So it's more or less like you have to do your job every single play that you go out there. So if you do your job, you have set yourself up to be in the right position to, take the jump, take a spot. So more or less it's just me thinking about doing my job every play to the best of my ability to help the defense. And if I'm helping the defense, I think at the end of the day, it'll be hard to keep certain people off the field if they're out there helping the defense.
Anything else for Gabe? Brian?
Who have been some receivers that have really stood out to you, have been tough to defend?
I think that our receiving core as a whole has just been really good, and anybody that's got to face in the year has got a tough challenge. But, Brew's really good, physical at the line, physical down in the route stem and everything like that. Dante, I actually got to play him last year. Dante's really good, great football player. Ramel's taken a lot of strides even from last season. I think that we could throw almost anybody out there, and it's going to be a tough matchup, especially with the pace that our offense goes. But I think that at the end of the day, that if those guys are out on the field, we got a big chance of putting up a lot of points.
Anything else? All right, thanks, Gabe.
Thanks, guys.